Eliminating vocal strain in singing is first and foremost learning how to sing out of the throat. And that sounds abstract until it's not, but that is a very big thing in singing, is to get up out of the throat and ultimately recognize that the throat is participating in a beautiful, great way, big participant in this act of singing, but it's playing its role, which is it's a little pressure device that then the vocal cords are vibrating at a certain speed to create the pitch and the initial tone, much like a string on a string instrument or a reed on a horn instrument. And that's great, big contribution there, but you have to have something that the tone ricochets off of. And in our case, it's at the top, back of your mouth, something we call the anchor in the art of body singing, that the tone is ricocheting, and that's the soundboard. That's where it's beginning. So as much as this is key to get up out of it, that's why I use this really light little buzzy thing all the time when I'm teaching singers and when I'm warming up singers and myself. Starting very light, very bright, getting over to a place where it's what I call an efficient tone, a non-airy tone, although we love airy tones as well. That is first and foremost the biggest part of really learning to eliminate vocal strain in the big picture of singing. In the earlier part of eliminating vocal strain, learning how to relax in the throat itself. So a lot of times starting with some very soft tones that are not pushed or not over airy. That's officially an airy tone, but it's not breathy. I'm not pushing all this air out of my body. It's and to be able to do that, pretty full range actually. You should be able to do that throughout your. I love this motion where I use the hands and I'm working here to physically teach myself a kind of conscious relaxation while I'm doing this act. Which, by the way, this is called the drool exercise, and this is ultimately the first warm-up I teach a singer. So how to get so drooly and relaxed that you're ready to then take it to another level where after you get pretty drooly and liquidy in your singing that you can then come up and start engaging the voice more from this super light touch with that move there, which I talk a lot about in various parts of the art of body singing in some of these clips. And then lastly, and it's not a small subject, is breath. If you're holding your breath, your voice closes. So in singing, if you're really constricting your breath from getting to the voice, your voice is going to start straining because it's going to be trying to do two things at once, which is hold the breath and produce voice at the same time. So therein lies another thing, and it's several examples I have in different areas of how to really work the breath, because it's not a small subject. It wants some attention, but again, in the lightest context, and just singing gently like this is just, not closing in on yourself, standing up straight, lifting up from the back of the head, shaking out the tension, getting some nice breaths, and not letting them turn into a push is a good place to start, where you take a breath and you don't let that immediately fall out of you. So those are good places to start. And again, another is just a lot of people are very visual with this instrument, and that's fine, is it get out of the throat. Is it, if you see yourself in your throat actually making the voice work, get out of there, because that's not really how it happens. It's this all at once pressure world that lives from here to here that then engages and makes the vocal cords and the larynx itself go through a ton of gyrations and do all kinds of beautiful things for you. It's not you down in there doing that. And so get out of there, get above the throat, start where it starts, that initial vibration, which then sends the right signals to the nervous system to help feed the support system and help this whole process, which is very moving. It's not a static thing, and it's a moving target. It's always changing. So that's how to begin to eliminate vocal strain.